Good afternoon and welcome to FFV Radio in the Mixlr app and mixlr.com/FFV Radio. It is National Premier League's Women's this afternoon as we get set for Box Hill United taking on South Melbourne. My name's Teo Pellizzeri. Pleasure to have your company. Just about ready now. There is a decent crowd in for this match, and it's Box Hill hoping to improve on their opening day draw this week up against the South Melbourne team who dismissed NTC 5-1. The diminutive Cassandra Zaffiner in goal today. Certainly not a tall keeper, so Box Hill I'm sure will have that in mind. Down the left side they go, Medwin. Finding Michael, now back to Sakalis. Sophia Sakalis switches play to Nicolaci. Nicolaci loads up across, trying to meet the run of Sakalis into the penalty area. And Sakalis did very well. It hits the outside of the post, and the referee has signalled for a corner. I'm not sure where the contact was from the keeper. It was apprehensive from Melissa Daloste, and just great pursuit there, trying to get to the ball first. Perhaps could have fallen in the back of the net for 1-0. And indeed, that's what South Melbourne go for. Pollock was unmarked. Varley came through, didn't make good contact, and then somehow Scroggy puts it across the face from the edge of the 6-yard box. So a couple of great opportunities for South Melbourne in the early exchanges here. And the referee's going to insist a rethrow here. .50-50 ball, battle for possession. Zoyce able to win it off Christina Hall. That is a surprise. And now Pollock squaring it for Nicolaci. Keeps the ball moving over to the left. Medwin, first time ball tumbling in. Betty Michael just across the face. A prodding first time shot from the 14-year-old, and it's gone out for a goal kick. Littlewood's throw. Back to Varley. Varley loads up with a long diagonal ball, hoping for Camilleri, and it loops into the arms of Zaffiner, who then hurls it into the wind, and it held up before it could arrive with Michael. Box Hill take over again. Lines cross into the near post, and it's a good touch on. Oh, fumbled by the keeper. Erin Cloud able to capitalise. Camilleri shot proving too hot to handle, and Erin Cloud gets her first NPLW goal. The new arrival coming down from Apia Leichhardt in New South Wales has opened the scoring, and it is Box Hill United 1, South Melbourne 0. Melina Ayres getting some final instructions from Socrates Nicolaitis, so not too far away from last year's Golden Boot entering the game. Lane. Littlewood. Able to find Fotopoulos for a 1-2. Still running Littlewood. Camilleri. Turning and shooting from distance. Camilleri! Superb strike from Mel Camilleri, and Box Hill double their lead. And she's fancied her chances of a goal from distance on a couple of occasions today. That one just too well struck for Cassandra Zaffiner to do anything about it in goal. And it looks now like Box Hill have got this one in their control. Melina Ayres will enter the game, subbed on in the aftermath of the goal for Betty Michael. Nicolaci. Over on the right side, swinging a ball in. Ayres is loose, and the header straight at Daloste. South Melbourne's best chance of the second half. Melina Ayres with a free header in the penalty area. Didn't see her come off the bench last week, so I'm sure she'll be looking forward to a game at her new club. It's been at Bulleen for a couple of years prior. Long ball into the attacking half. Ayres sees Daloste off her line. And the crowd says it all as the ball bounces over the crossbar. Well, that's the only sort of thing that you see early in the season when the pitches are still firm. And we've played 78 minutes. So that would have been a goal back with 12 minutes plus stoppage time to go. And they still might find a way here. South Melbourne over the bar. Scroggy not able to keep it down. Yeah. Breakspear has taken over on goal kicks from Daloste. Julie boots it straight to a South Melbourne player in Papatsanis. Now Ayres. Through the right side, Melina Ayres. Able to leave behind Littlewood and crossing into the near post. Sakalis has tapped it in, and South Melbourne have set up the big finish here. Ayres has been luckless in front of the target, but that was a beautiful assist. And Sophia Sakalis has made it South Melbourne 1, Box Hill United 2. So it's game right back on here at Wembley Park for the final 10 minutes or so. Put the goal. Muir, looks like a handball. Referee let it slide. From the centre of defence, Stevens. And now Lissett to Pollock. South Melbourne hoping for Ayres. Great ball from Pollock. Ayres accelerates and shooting from the tight angle. Blocked away by Daloste. All hands on deck for Box Hill though. Ayres tees up Nicolacci. And it's found its way in for the equaliser. 2-2 in the blink of an eye. Julia Nicolacci's shot. Not good goalkeeping from Daloste as it broke through the hands and fell into the back of the net. And in a flash, South Melbourne are level. Taken quickly, Varley through the left side. Only Taylor Muir ahead of the ball as Stevens heads it down. Mirbour, first touch. Now Varley, centre of midfield. And sliding it, Muir looked offside. Vatke charging through, Stevens hits a long clearance, and it's going to turn into a through ball for Melina Ayres. Top right corner of the box, Ayres on the tight angle, and scoring! South Melbourne have done it! Coming back from 2-0 down, and Melina Ayres adds a goal to her 2 assists. A precise finish into the bottom left corner. And after South Melbourne looked dead, buried and gone, they have come back from 2-0 down to lead 3-2. Ayres scoring as the game ticked into stoppage time. And it is an extraordinary comeback. We've played 2 of the allocated 3 minutes of stoppage time. Hall takes the corner to the edge of the box. Varley lost the ball under her feet, goes and gets it back, shoots, parried, and it's over the head of Cindy Lay. The ball just reared up and bounced over Lay. It was nervous goalkeeping, but the oncoming call to player wasn't able to get a touch on the ball. Box Hill stay on the attack. Vatke, and now Breakspear into the box. Camilleri put it over the bar. And that was the equaliser for Box Hill, staring them in the face. Camilleri, first time shot at the far post. Well, news of this result is going to fly around the NPL Victoria women's community. South Melbourne coming from 2-0 down to win 3-2. And Box Hill very nearly grabbed a draw at the end. The full-time whistle goes and Box Hill won't believe they've lost it. South Melbourne come back from 2-0 down to take a 3-2 win. Melina Ayres came off the bench, laid off an assist for Sophia Sakalis, then another assist for Julia Nicolacci, and as the game ticked into stoppage time, scored the winner herself.
Did you think it was never going to be our day when you got the ball and chipped the keeper and it took that horrible bounce and went over the bar? It looked like it was going in.
Oh yeah, I thought I kicked it too hard off the boot, but yeah, no, I thought like we'd had a few chances since then, so I thought like we'd still be in it.
And since you've come back, there's been a few new additions to the team, a lot of the younger girls as well. How have you found adjusting and playing with them?
Yeah, obviously I've only had this half an hour, but no, the girls that have come on have done really well, and like as the season goes on, they'll play heaps better. And
finally, your opinion on us this season? We obviously won it last year. Do you think we can go back to back?
Yeah, I think we can. Like we have the belief, and the players, we've still got players to come back. So yeah, always.
Always beautiful. Thanks very much, and well done today.
Thanks.
Salk, it's been a huge weekend for both the men's and the women's. The men with a big 9-0 win yesterday, and the women that come from behind win today. Just talk us through it. Your thoughts.
It was an exciting day for the club. We had our 12s our 14s, our 16s, our 19s, our senior squad. We all teams won, and obviously the men, you know, with Sasha, they're playing a great brand of football, and we just want to, you know, raise the bar and keep playing that type of football as well. And you know, the young girls performed admirably, and I think, you know, Melina made the difference in the second half, a class above.
Talking about Melina, she was obviously one of the substitutions, but I think all the substitutions worked today. Talk us through the thinking with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I think, you know, with the younger girls, we want to give them the right amount of minutes, but at the same time, we need them to show in those minutes what they can do. You know, and when you're young, your thinking process is not as mature, but you know, Melina coming on, young Taylor Stevens, her father played at Millwall with Timmy Cahill. She's a player we got from South United up in Queensland. She had like 15 minutes at centre back, and that's when we made some adjustments and pulled Amy up front, and we created a little bit more speed, and yeah, and it was a tough game. Both teams had a lot of chances, and we were the lucky ones that put them away.
Lucky because at the end, of course, Box Hill had that opportunity to equalise, but it just wasn't to be for them. But it's that sort of high risk, high reward game that we've been playing, certainly in the time you've been at the club, even last year. That's just something you look to ingrain into the minds of the younger players. Just keep going forward, keep attacking.
Yeah, we put that up on the board. High risk, high reward. You know, we talk about outworking the opponent, outpassing the opponent, outplaying the opponent, and you know, I think the girls are starting to, especially the new ones, are starting to understand our ethos, as you say. And look, even in the first half when our centre backs couldn't play out of the back, you know, we kept telling them, just be brave, play the ball early, and you know, in time, everything's going to improve. You know, but so I think sometimes the girls don't want to make mistakes, the players, but we're encouraging them to play that type of way, like you said, high risk, high reward.
Just finally, once again, you'd be very pleased with the younger players. Obviously, it was a little bit difficult for them, especially in the first half, until those substitutions, but especially the ones up front working hard all afternoon.
Yeah, they didn't give up, you know. And the Natalie Martineau, one of our vice captains, and Alex Chill in the leadership group, they're in there telling the girls, you know, this is your time now. You know, this is your time. Make mistakes, but keep working hard. And they were fantastic, our captains, our leadership group. You know, they might not be playing, but I tell you, they're going to be good coaches one day.
And just on a final note, Sophia Sakala selected into the young Matilda squad. You must be absolutely right.
Look, I'm so happy for her. You know, she's had a really long pre-season with Melbourne City. And I know she wants to do so much for the club, you know, and sometimes that can transfer into maybe holding that ball a little bit longer, but that's what we wanted to do. You know, she's got X-factor skills, and we don't want to tell her not to do it. That's what football needs in this country, you know, players like that. They can, you know, her passing range to Melina, mate, I get goosebumps thinking with Lisa coming back, Tiffany, you know, I totally believe when we have everyone on board, we're maybe 4 or 5 players short of a really good W League team.
Yeah, the sky's the limit, isn't it? A lot of good players to come back, and we're 2 from 2 with improvement still. Yeah,
well, you know, what I told the girls last year, the first 2 games, we scored 4 goals and we conceded 5. First 2 games this year, we've scored 8 goals, conceded 3. So straight away, we've got 6 points. Last year we only had 3 points. And we're taking every week as a challenge based on last year's results. And that's how we're going to go through the whole season.
It certainly is a long season, Sock, and we've started it off perfectly. So
fantastic.
Congratulations, and we'll speak to you next week.
Thanks again. Thanks again.